Hey everyone, I am back and I'm bringing you a message that's just so on point for me right now. And some of you might know exactly what's going on. Most of you wouldn't have a clue what I'm going to be talking about today, but it's definitely going to be relatable to you in your life to make sure that you stay in integrity with the truth of who you are and you don't buy into accusations, you don't buy into people trying to bring you down. And that's kind of what's going on in my life right now. So today's message is to not buy into drama or do anything that you might reactively regret, and instead stay in integrity to ensure that you stay proud of the person that you know yourself to be. Okay, so a lot's been going on in my world. As you guys know, I've been speaking to you kind of just indirectly about what's going on. The reason is why I haven't, named and shamed and whatever other people have asked me to do is because I don't like drama. I hate drama. It's unnecessary use of our time and energy, and we could be directing it to something that is way more empowering to reaching some next level of our potential. But sometimes, throughout our journey, we're going to be hit with people who inevitably love drama. They have to have that next hit. They like the riskiness of it. And they kind of need you to feed their ego, right? So they're always looking for that next option or opportunity to get that little bit of drama. And I have had a lot going on in my life. I have invested in people that have woken me up to a whole new realm of looking at humanity, which is, totally opposite to what I've done in the past. I've always been called naive my entire life. I've always seen the positive. I've always seen the good. I've always focused on that when I meet people, and that's what I want to believe, the goodness in all of us. But I've had some circumstance happen that's just kind of woken me up, not to distrust people, but just to go, hang on a minute. Maybe these people need to earn your trust. It's not just to be blindly given. And I've had some really, really amazing people in my life. One in particular, who I keep mentioning, an amazing coach who I met only just recently and have been working with. But he actually was somebody that I could see was an incredibly heart-centered, positive person. And, talking about my journey and some of the challenges I've had over these last few months with some different people that I've invested in and been attempting to learn from, they actually, reiterated to me that, most people aren't good like you think that they are, and you need to stop putting all of your trust into them. You need to question, and you need to actually, take some time for people to prove their sincerity to you, and know that people will take advantage of you if you let them. And this has been, my past self would never have taken on that mindset, and I would have thought, I don't want to be negative. I don't want to buy into that crap. I don't want to be worried about things like that, right? I like to assume the best, not the worst. But because it was coming from somebody that I genuinely could see has my best interests at heart, and the reason I could see that is because I know what the opposite looks like, because I've now had many experiences with this. But at the end of the day, they woke me up to actually how accommodating I tend to be in my life. And what's happened for me right now has been that I've gone through a massive growth journey over these last few months with some untoward things that happened to me from a person in a position of power that I have not communicated to anybody. And the people that I have communicated what's gone on in that circumstance, I have not been naming or shaming or creating any unnecessary drama or, throwing it out to the world, right? But these people, I'm learning, these people in these positions of power who want to take advantage of you and use your vulnerabilities against you and kind of take whatever they can get from you. Maybe that's financially, maybe that's physically, all right? So, whatever realm that's happening, they are going to keep coming at you. I'm assuming, and I'm in it right now, until you actually stand up for what the truth is and what's truly gone on. And I haven't wanted to go down this path. The reason is, like I keep saying, I do not like drama and I don't want to go down those paths. I have better ways to disperse my energy. And to be quite honest, what has happened has been exactly what I've needed to actually grow within myself. So, I invested a lot of money and I paid for what I thought I wanted, but I actually got what I needed. And what I needed was a wake-up call that not everybody's here to just have your trust without it being earned. And not everybody who is quote unquote successful in the realm of, say, personal development, is actually has actually the right intentions behind the work that they do. And that's been a very rude awakening for me, one in which I'm not going to go into like the total details. I really don't want to have to go there, but it's become clear to me based on, some intimidation that's going on right now, or some attempted intimidation that's going on right now, that I may have to go there. Right? I don't want to, I may have to. And it's also woken me up to think, what sort of leader do I want to be? Do I want to be the kind of leader who just pushes, the things that could actually help and support others, even though it might put me in a position of vulnerability and attack from people who just don't get it and don't have any concept of what's going on? Do I want to put myself in that position as a leader if it's in the service of other people, right? Or do I just want to, tuck that under the rug and just move on with my life and just go about empowering myself and others in another way? And that was the second option, is where I've been intending. I've shared, my own personal growth without naming or shaming with my clients and with the people that I'm supporting, because I value transparency and honesty. And anybody who comes on a journey of personal development with me, I share the ins and outs of what exactly is going on in my life, what growth I'm going through. I do not pretend to have everything made or have it all together, because I don't think that's what true leadership is. I think true leadership is being authentic, open, transparent, vulnerable, but not from a position of being a victim, but from a position of, hey, here's the struggle and here's what I'm doing about it and here's how I overcome it, all right? Because I think that has the most valuable impact on people, to grow themselves. But there's other leaders and people in positions of power out there who do not want you to be empowered. They want to keep you playing a smaller game than them. They want to keep you intimidated. They want to enforce guilt if you were to go down a different route. And they preach different things that, for me in this circumstance that has happened recently, the community of people who I've met through this particular person, they really don't have any idea, because if they did have any idea as to what's happened to me behind closed doors with this person, then I am absolutely sure, because I know many of them and I know that they are great people at heart, I'm absolutely sure that they wouldn't continue down the path of following this person and putting him on the pedestal that they actually do. All right, so this is a reason I didn't want to go down this path, is because I knew, I know like all the drama that it creates, right? And I know that the person who is the culprit to all the drama is somebody who absolutely needs his ego fed all the time. He thrives off the drama, and it's just a kick for him to get people banding together and validating his story. But if they truly knew that the exact things that he preaches are totally not how he operates behind closed doors, and I know firsthand because of the experiences that I've had, then I am certain that they would have the wake-up call that I have. But as I said, I just don't want to have to go there. But the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because many of you would have been following a post that I put out the other day, which was a photo of me and Dr. Phil. which I got to meet and share the same stage of at an event back in November last year. And I paid, to have these professional photos. And, somebody's attacking me for removing the background out of a photo to put it in my own branding, all right? So it is like, that's just like an attack that's come out of the blue, which could have been handled in a very professional way if there was a violation of any part of the contract, which, by the way, I've read thoroughly through the contract and there's no violation. So I don't know what that communication is all about. To me, it's another standover merchant kind of concept. And, anyway, I'm not going to go too far down that track. You can tell I'm a little bit riled up about it, but that's the whole reason why I wanted to share this message with you guys, which is to not buy into the drama. These messages have been going back and forth for the past couple of days, and I have purposely taken time to not just reactively respond, and to actually think it through and to go, who am I? Who am I going to be proud of? What needs to be said, to actually support the people who are being a bit hoodwinked by what's going on. And like I said, I don't want to go there in terms of what's truly going on behind the scenes, but I will if I have to, because I think that's because just genuinely that is the kind of leader that I know I have to be. And I feel like this whole circumstance is actually happening because it's exactly what needs to happen. I know for me personally, for my next level of growth, right? So it's a whole journey that I'm taking you guys on with me. But sometimes we have these people in our lives who just want to create drama, and they have this mentality of creating their tribe, right? And telling their one-sided victim story and gathering up the troops. And if you don't communicate your side of the story, unfortunately, you get painted by somebody who absolutely wants to tear you down so that they can feel better about themselves. And that is just not on. So, rather than be too accommodating in our lives, even if you don't want the drama, sometimes you do have to step up. Sometimes you do have to go, you know what? I need to speak the other side of the truth here, right? Because this cannot go on. And that's the sort of thing that we need to do, as uncomfortable as it may be. Don't buy into the drama and do something reactively that you will regret. Instead, do something that's in integrity with yourself. And if you have to slow down and you have to stop and you have to think it through, absolutely do that so that you can continue to be the type of person that you're proud to be. And remember, every circumstance that is happening in your life is here to serve you if you find the lessons. Right now, I've been really nailing the fact that my purpose in life is to empower myself so that I can empower others. So it's inevitable that I'm in a circumstance right now where I'm being given the opportunity to step up to somebody that, in all honesty, over these last few months has actually been the person that has made me feel very uncomfortable. And usually I feel like I can handle anyone in any circumstance. But due to the factors involved, made it feel very, very uncomfortable and put me in a very weak, I would resort into quite a weak state. So, it's inevitable that the same person has to challenge me so that I can go about not being that weak person and to actually be an assertive person who has integrity, who speaks the truth despite the repercussions and the judgments and opinions of others. Based on that, I also know what it's like to dismiss people who have actually had the same experience and communicated it as I have had with this particular person. Because when I came into the community, something that this person preaches is to address the objections of your audience, all the reasons why you think they might not buy from you. And this person has had multiple legal cases taken out against them over the years for sexual harassment, for fraud. He would tell you they've all been thrown out the doors and whatever, and all sorts of things going on there. But at the end of the day, there's many court cases against this person, and he does address them to the people in the room, but he paints it like these people are his quote unquote stalkers, right? And that they're uncoachable and they weren't successful, so they blame him for not being successful, and now they're trying to attack him, and he makes it out like he is the victim, and you end up feeling very sorry for him, and you end up thinking, God, these people, what petty people, to waste their life trying to bring this guy down. Just give him a break, right? He paints it all out like that, and because he speaks it and he addresses the objection, you end up buying into that and feeling sorry, and you end up dismissing these people. But now for me personally, I feel like I'm one of the lucky ones to have this experience with this person who was very different behind closed doors, who put me in a position, a very uncomfortable position. And now I see the truth in all the allegations, right? And, wasn't going to go there. But like I said, with this continued intimidation, I'm not willing to have my reputation put on the line, and I'm not willing to have somebody tear me down. And as uncomfortable as it is, I have to step up, but I have to do it by not buying into the drama, and instead working out what's true for me and what's the what do I do with integrity and being the leader that I choose to be. So, massive rant. I hope that this has been of value to you guys, and I definitely want to check in with you guys. So let me know where you're tuning in from. Have you got any experience with, people creating drama in your life, unnecessary drama? How have you handled it? How have you made sure that you didn't react in a way that you're going to regret, and instead you stepped forward with integrity so that you could be proud of the person that you are? All right, so I'd love to hear from you guys, and let me check in. I've got Vanessa, awesome, and Terry's here, and Judy and Obina. And Terry, hi Vanessa, thanks for sharing your light to an already sunny Spain. Love your inspiration. So much love for you, Terry, and always grateful when you can join me. And Jay's here as well, and Fehiman, and Katrina, and Adrienne, and Filippo, and Jared, awesome to see you, and Fehiman, I really should have asked you how to pronounce your name correctly when I got to meet you, beautiful. But yes, I have been like you and called by my mentor naive. Yeah. Absolutely, and it's kind of a blessing and a curse to have that sense of naivety, to be able to see the possibilities and to be able to focus on the greatness and the potential. But at the same time, you have to have boundaries. You have to know good versus evil. You have to, unfortunately, as uncomfortable as it is, you have to know that not everybody out there has your best interests at heart. And this is like the biggest rude awakening for me ever, because I've always felt in my heart of hearts that every single one of us is good to the core, and there's part of me I still do believe that, but how we're showing up in our personalities and how we're feeding our egos, it's not necessarily the case. So you have to be more assertive in your life, and not lose that sense of being able to see the best, but also, get to a place of wisdom and knowledge, being informed, not being skeptical and not being naive, but meeting that place in the middle, which I think only comes from experience, in my experience. So appreciate your thoughts there. And Heath is here, and Ramon, and Damien, and Simon, and Terry, I hope you weren't sexually abused by this first person, Vanessa. You must go to the police. I appreciate you, Terry. Without going into the details, that was along the lines of where things were going. Think Harvey Weinstein. But I'm very proud of how I handled the situation and how I was able to actually use this person's supposed values that they preach out to the world stage, but operate very differently behind the scenes. I was able to actually use those values against him in that scenario and manage to get out of that scenario, but still had to kind of go along and play the game for a while I was working all of this stuff out and how I was going to handle it, because I was correct in my assumption. This is a person who does have a big ego, who, if you do reject him, or if he does feel like you've disrespected him in any way, he is going to go to the nth degree to tear you down and to turn people against you. So, everything happens for a reason. It's the growth that I'm having to go through right now. So appreciate your concern there, Terry. Rest assured, I might be naive, but I would never let anything happen that I absolutely did not want to happen. So appreciate that. And Simon, ignore them, Vanessa. Yes, it is all drama, and unless they have something to prove, there are a legal reason. It is all just bluster, ego, and or bullying. And better to sort it off air and without the social media eyes on it. People judge even when they don't know the full story. Blessings to you. I so appreciate you, Simon, and absolutely. A point that I made to this person today, which was, if there was a true problem and I am in any sort of violation that I'm unaware of, just send a private message, a professional message to somebody, rather than try and attack them on that because I didn't mention their name. It is a bit crazy. So totally resonating with every single word that you said there, Simon. And that's the thing. We judge even when we don't know the full story. I did the same. I was judging these people who have gone through, what I've gone through. I was judging them. I was dismissing their claims. I thought they were petty, and I thought that they should just kind of get a life and move on and, not spend all this time and energy attacking somebody, right? But now that experience has actually happened to me, I know it's true, so I'm been on both sides. I get it. But at the end of the day, the message is don't buy into the drama. Be the person that you will be proud of yourself to be, and don't back down and accommodate for people over asserting their power over you. You have to be assertive, but do it in a way that's not creating more drama and is just straight down the truth line. So love that, Simon. And Josie's here as well. And Adrienne, thanks for sharing. Vanessa, you got my full support. Keep going just as you do and are. I appreciate you so much, Adrienne. Thank you so much, my friend. Love you guys. I appreciate the support. And I guess I hope that, just me being open and transparent whoever sees this, will get a bit of a bigger picture about what goes on and not just buy into somebody's victim story, one-sided story, and the way that they actually control and manipulate people to kind of make them too terrified to do anything that they don't want other people to do. I didn't even think these people existed out of the 1950s, and the sort of stuff that you heard back then. But obviously they do. Harvey Weinstein is a perfect example of this kind of mentality that goes about. So appreciate you, Adrienne, and Martin, you always inspire me and in many ways. Thank you so much, Martin. I so appreciate you, my friend. Thanks for joining live. And Emma is here as well. And Emily, awesome to see each and every one of you guys. If you're just joining me live now, I really hope that you catch this recording, get a ton of value from all of the energy and the rant that I have going on today. I'm just still deciding how I go and how I handle this. Like I said, trying in the midst of not buying into drama and doing everything with integrity, and doing everything that I can to continue to be the person that I'm proud of being and not be reactively regretful. All right, much love to you, Simon. So thank you so much, each and every one of you guys, for joining me live. I so appreciate it. I so appreciate when you share your comments and your thoughts and your experiences and you contribute to this conversation. Absolutely so much love for each and every one of you guys. And as always, I'm sending you guys all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you to wherever you are in the world today. I really do hope that it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary, that that you're doing something super empowering and today's message has absolutely served you. Lucy, I can see, has joined me. I hope you're doing amazingly well and sending much love to your beautiful dad. I know that he's not doing too well right now and he's definitely in my thoughts. So much love for you and your family. And I'm signing off, guys. I'm sending you all of my love and I'll see you tomorrow.